Welcome back to the Hannity program. Before we go tonight, a quick programming note. Be sure to tune in to Fox News Sunday this week. Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton will be on the program, so check your local listings. You won't want to miss that. Sadly, that's all the time we have left tonight. Thanks a lot for joining us. I'll be on Fox and Friends tomorrow morning early. See you then. Sean will be back Monday.
Hi, I'm Eric Bowling in for Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Let's get right to our top story, the aftermath of the Democratic convention. Hillary Clinton gave voters the hard sell last night, unleashing everything she's got against Donald Trump.
Donald Trump can't even handle the rough and tumble of a presidential campaign. He loses his cool at the slightest provocation. When he's gotten a tough question from a reporter, when he's challenged in a debate, when he sees a protester at a rally. Imagine, if you dare, imagine him in the Oval Office facing a real crisis. A man you can bait with a tweet is not a man we can trust with nuclear weapons. And in the end, it comes down to what Donald Trump doesn't get. America is great because America is good.
Trump was on the receiving end of a blistering attack by Democrats all week and seems to have had enough.
The things that were said about me. I mean, should I go through some of the names? Should I? No. You know what? I wanted to. I wanted to hit a couple of those speakers so hard, I would have hit them. No. I was going to hit them, so I was all set. And then I got a call from a highly respected governor. How's it going, Donald? I said, well, it's going good, but they're really saying bad things about me. I'm going to hit them so hard. I was going to hit one guy in particular, a very little guy. I was going to hit this guy so hard his head would spin. He wouldn't know what the hell happened. And he came out of nowhere.
Wow. Joining us now with reaction from Dallas, Trump campaign national spokeswoman Katrina Pierson. Now, Katrina, the very little guy Mr. Trump was referring to in the speech, I'm guessing he tweeted today about little Michael Bloomberg. Is that who he was talking about?
Well, Mr. Trump didn't say, so I won't say, but I think your inference could be spot on. Mr. Trump was definitely defending himself. And, you know, I think the quotes from Hillary Clinton you just played are really indicative on why Mr. Trump is beating her in the polls right now, because people are tired of this make-believe fantasy land that everything is okay and there's nothing to see here, move along. We finally have a candidate that's willing to stand up for himself and fight back for a change. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Michael Bloomberg speech, it seemed that it was very attackish, and it kind of shocked me a little bit too. But listen, this is what politics are all about. Let's talk about what you just mentioned, Mrs. Clinton's comments last night. She was hitting Mr. Trump or Donald Trump pretty hard on this tweeting issue. Now, Donald Trump has done very well with Twitter, and it gets his message out there. But she says that because you can instigate a Twitter fight with him, he may not be the guy that has access to the button.
Well, I mean, this is another reason why Mrs. Clinton struggles with younger people. I mean, this is a medium of choice, and it's been one of the ways that Mr. Trump has been able to fight back against the liberal media that has tried to paint his policies for him. And Twitter has been a great resource for Mr. Trump, and there are millions of millennials who are on Twitter and who are getting his message. Mm-hmm.
The word is that he and Mrs. Clinton will be receiving national security briefings coming very soon. What will Donald do with those?
Well, he's going to take them very seriously. You know, one of the things Mr. Trump has always said is that he wants to take in the information and let the generals make the decisions. And what we know with Hillary Clinton, particularly throughout this week, is there really was no mention of what was going to be changed. And we hear a lot of talk about her resume and her qualifications, but what's really important are the decisions that she's made while she had those titles, like when she was Secretary of State. And we have had an influx of refugees coming into this country. We see what's happening in other countries, and she wants to do more of that. Her plan, Eric, is to have more intelligence, But why didn't she do that while she was Secretary of State? Because now we know, after the email investigation, that she had intelligence and she misused that intelligence, as well as when people died under her watch, she lied about it. And that's the case that's going to be made moving forward.
The Trump campaign is suggesting that maybe Hillary Clinton shouldn't have these national security briefings because of what happened with the email, with the being under investigation with the FBI. Hillary Clinton camp says Donald shouldn't have it because of his comments about Russia looking for the 33,000 emails. First of all, where did he mean? Was he serious about that? He said he was tongue-in-cheek. Where is he?
Oh, it's absolutely tongue-in-cheek, which is exactly why he included the press will be thankful in that comment. But Mr. Trump is absolutely right. I mean, now you have the Department of Justice that have reopened the investigation into Hillary's emails simply because there needs to be consequences, as the FBI has even, Mr. FBI Director Comey's even said, that if that person had worked for him, they'd probably lose their security clearance. Mr. Trump is not investigated by the FBI. He hasn't done anything that could thwart national security. Hillary Clinton has. That's the problem, and that's the difference. And that's why you've seen at this last convention where people are still wondering, is she even going to address the email situation? Is she going to talk about Benghazi? Because that's what people want to know about her. It's why her poll numbers have tanked in honesty, and I think it's really important moving forward.
Katrina, last night, one of the probably the most compelling speaker for me clearly was not Hillary Clinton. I think what the most compelling was Khizr Khan. He's the father of the Muslim U.S. soldier from Virginia who was killed in action. And he said, Donald, you haven't sacrificed anything. How do you respond to something like that? It was an emotional moment.
It was absolutely an emotional moment, and you know, everyone sympathizes with any parent that's lost a child under any circumstances. But if we go back to day one of the DNC convention, where there was not a single American flag in the arena, and in fact, Eric, there was a Palestinian flag, and on the outside of the arena, they were burning American flags as well as Israeli flags in their protest. So we have a situation where we have to put American citizens first. We cannot delay this any longer. And it is truly unfortunate that we have lost so many lives because of terrorism. But we have hundreds of millions of people in this country that we cannot succumb to people's feelings. It's about national security and the best interest of the people who are here. And the policies under even Bill Clinton letting Osama bin Laden go, moving forward 15 years, we've been in a war. And Hillary Clinton says, we need to work with our allies. Well, where has that been this whole time?
All right, Katrina, before we go, as a woman, do you feel any sense of history being made here with Hillary being the first female presidential candidate of a major party in America?
I don't. It was actually a little anticlimactic for myself, simply because it's unfortunate that, you know, all women really want to see a woman as president, but not under these circumstances. Not someone that's been investigated by the FBI, who left Americans in Libya to die, who's lied, who's cheated, and over the last 3 years collected $22 million from special interests in trade and from global corporations, and is now out there lying to the American public. It is exactly what Barack Obama said in 2008. Hillary Clinton will say anything and change nothing, and most Americans realize that. All
right, Katrina, thank you very much. Now let's bring in Democratic strategist Bernard Whitman, author of the new book, 52 Reasons to Vote for Hillary. Bernard, you listened to Katrina Pierson. There's some compelling pushback on Hillary Clinton's speech last night by the Trump camp.
Here's the thing that Katrina, and more importantly, Donald Trump does not get. And it was summed up in 3 words by Hillary Clinton last night. E pluribus unum. We are all in this together. It was the most profound moment for me of the entire convention. It's something that the Trump campaign simply doesn't get. And I think that Hillary Clinton needed to do 3 things last night. Number 1, she needed to draw a sharp contrast with Donald Trump's vision for America and policies. I think she nailed that. Number 2, I think she needed to be real. I think she needed to be authentic.
And do you think she was?
I think she needed to acknowledge
wasn't
that a lot
an opportunity
of people,
for her to be, you know, transparent, to be heartfelt.
Here's why.
And what I heard was, yes, the beginning of the speech was like that, but then the basis, the meat of that speech was attacking Donald Trump.
But Eric, she drew a contrast.
Unifying?
She drew a contrast with Donald Trump. Donald Trump believes in division, divisive, negativity.
Means we're together, Democrats or
Democrats,
or the
Republicans,
country?
Independents. I think
she took a lot of shots at Republicans.
No, she made a great effort to draw clear distinctions about how we have 2 different worldviews. One in which we're stronger through our diversity, we're inclusive, We're forward-looking. We're optimistic. We believe this country is the greatest country on earth. In Cleveland, all you heard was negativity, talking down the economy, talking down our military, talking down our veterans, complaining. I mean, Donald Trump literally,
she painted a picture of a wonderful, like everything's good. Did she not?
She said things are great, but
are
they
though?
But they can be so much
Bernie, you're going to look
better.
in that camera right now and tell America that things are great. Now, they may be great for Wall Street, and they may be great for people on the two coasts, but flyover country saying our wages aren't up. Our unemployment is still too high. Growth, we got a number today. Growth, GDP is subpar
That's exactly
by a mile.
why she said. That's exactly why she said. You know what? Thank you, Bernie Sanders, for bringing issues of social justice and income inequality to the fore. We've created 15 million jobs. It's the longest and biggest recovery ever in history. Has it been enough? Absolutely not, which is why her first days in office are going to be spent putting together the biggest single jobs creation program since World War II.
Let me ask you, before I let you go, it felt like this is the third term President Obama. She delivered what President Obama would have been delivering had he been on that stage. Where am I wrong?
No, I don't think it's either the third term of President Obama or the third term of Bill Clinton. I think this is going to be the first term and hopefully the second term of Hillary Rodham Clinton.
So what's different?
Because she is committed to bringing people together, working across party lines. Look, President Obama, I think, deserves huge credit, but one thing he was challenged with was working with the other side.
What is she different? Where is she different than President Obama? She sounded like she was up
because Hillary
almost
Clinton,
the exact same.
I think it's a great
recipe.
question, Eric, and I think that moderate Republicans and conservative-leaning independents need to understand Hillary Clinton has a record of 3 decades of working across the aisle to do things like provide health care to children, 8 million children.
Experience
she did that with
doesn't
Republicans.
equal being qualified. And that's where I think a lot of people.
There is no question she is more qualified than Donald Trump.
Ran up against our break. Thank you, Bernie. Next on the rundown, the conventions are wrapped. Where does the race stand as they enter the final 100-day sprint to election? Stay tuned.